This is easily the most famous lobster Wellington in all of London, and we're going to show you how to make it. So the first thing is you want a nice heavy lobster.
Looking nice and fresh, a little bit of liveliness in the lobster before Stefan starts to prepare him. So I'm just going to put a spoon between the meat and the outer shell, and that's just going to keep it flat when we cook it.
Prep, obviously, we're going to make a lobster Wellington, so we're going to prep it and blanch the lobster first, but then we're also going to recook it when it's the Wellington, so really important not to overcook the claws and the tail in the first instance.
So here we've got the cooked lobster tail, so that spoon that we put in earlier, just going to pull that straight out, and then that keeps the lobster straight, like that. So the best way for us to take it out, we'll just push down with a palm, down like this, so it'll crush the lobster. Now it's all become pliable like that, and then we're gently going to rip it apart, and then just peel the lobster around, nice and gently. We're going to want to keep this intact, because this we're going to put at the end of the Wellington.
So now it's time to make our prawn mousse, which is an integral part of our lobster Wellington.
And then we're just going to dribble in really slowly the double three. It's very important here that you don't add it too fast, because that's how you'll split it. So I'm just going to pass the mousse. The reason we do this is to get rid of the strained protein bits of prawns that's left in there. And then it'll help it really squeeze when you cook the Wellington. So here we have our prawn mousse that we just passed, ready to go into Wellington. So I'm just going to build it on this flat pastry that we've got. And then we just opened up the red skin. And then we're just going to fill that up again with the prawn mousse. And then we build the lobster back as it was. And then one more layer of the prawn mousse on top. We're just going to lay this pastry, gently pushing it down around. You want to gently do it to start with, and then we'll go in with a fork to really secure the end. Bottom of the tails that we saved from earlier, you're just going to pop that underneath. So I'm just going to make it little indents on the pastry. So the reason for that is when you cook the lobster and it steams inside, it lets the steam out.
So I think it was around 2018, 2019 when the lobster Wellington sort of came around. Now it's a staple on the menu. You know, we want to make sure it's cooked perfectly. We want to look after the lobster dish. It's around evolving and keeping with the tradition of Claridge's, but doing it in a modern way.
It's just come out of the oven. So as you can see, it's nicely glazed. We put it straight on a wire rack because that's also going to help keep it crisp. Yeah, it looks great. Like you can clearly see like around the lobster, and when the mousse is inside and around it, pastry's nice and crisp. The lobster's nicely cooked. Yeah, very good.